There she
Hello.
is.
Hi.
Hey, lady, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Did they give you the wrong address?
No, I was waiting. I was literally waiting for you to come in.
Oh, okay. Sometimes the virtual GPS be off sometimes too.
Yeah.
Well, it's so nice to have a conversation with you this afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, here in Atlanta, we've been playing Collide like crazy. I'm sure you've seen that with the spins and everything. You have such an incredible voice, sis.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Big up
Yeah.
Atlanta. I love Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah. Can't wait to see you here live on stage.
Yeah, same. I can't wait to come back, man. I've only been there once. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I see you've been sharing a lot on social media, and Lucky is the new single.
Yeah, it's coming out on Friday, which I'm very excited about. Um, yeah, it's coming. It's a new song off my upcoming EP. So yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. It's interesting because I saw you talk about how, range was going to be your focus. And I'm not quite sure
yeah,
what you mean by that because, I was watching a performance that you did on IG Live. And girl, you were going in and out, high to low. You were doing Earth Gangs part. I mean, you were just doing it all. And I'm like, range. Okay, how much further does she want to go? Can you share a little bit more about that?
yeah. I mean, when I was talking about range, when I mentioned range, I was just thinking. I was just speaking like in general. I just want to push myself as an artist in general. So whether that be like my songwriting, um, the type of songs the kind of music that I'm making, the subjects that I'm covering, my visuals. I just want to just do it all and just not put myself in a box because it's really easy to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just
yeah.
range.
Yeah, and you're so talented. It's really cool that you being a new artist. Well,
Yeah,
you the label and because you've been grinding for a minute. That you have the
yeah,
freedom to do that, and I love in your bio. It says something to the fact is I make the music that I like. And I think
yeah.
that's a big statement for an artist because a lot of times artists are thinking, okay, I need to make a hit for the radio. I need to make this feel a certain way to someone else. And for you, it's all about your own self-discovery, your own feelings, what makes you happy and what's authentic to you.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like if I was to make a song specifically to get people's attention and people's like just to get numbers up, I feel like it wouldn't sit right with me and my spirit. Um, yeah, I just have to do things that I like first,
Yeah.
and genuinely like. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling? How are you doing with trying to balance your new project and
Hmm.
all of the tension happening in the world? I think sometimes people have this misconception that, celebrity, you're a little bit more in control of your environment. You can escape it, when you want to. Like, but how are you doing? How are you feeling?
I feel like thank you for asking.
Hmm.
I really appreciate that. At the start of quarantine or lockdown, it was very hard, like being here, um, just being in the house and having to be in the house because there's a virus going on. It was very tough for me to process. Sorry, um, especially because I just moved into this apartment. Like this is the first time that I've ever been in this apartment for so long by myself, very
Yeah.
far from my family. So it was very tough to deal with at the beginning, but I feel like I've kind of adjusted. I've been cooking a lot. I started doing like this yoga and meditation challenge just to get myself back to
Yeah.
um, like a grounded place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been doing a lot of self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's so important because like I said, especially with artists, you do have to continue to promote your projects. You do have obligations and everything, but so much of how much the quality of the music that you put out, the sincerity, the authenticity is tied into how you're feeling and your emotions. So I can imagine it's a pretty challenging balance sometimes.
Yeah, it is. I feel like it has kind of affected my creativity, just because like I'm just so used to working with other people and bouncing off ideas with people. I'm all about like energy and just like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? So I feel like it's made it a lot harder to be creative, but it's not completely bad, because I feel like it's given me some time to just take a step back and I don't know, just
reflect,
experience life,
yeah,
and have things, so I can have things to write about, you know. So.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because, you know, when I was watching your recent performance for BET, it's like, you know, when you came on the screen, like you were like bubbly and you were like East London, like let's go, I'm about to get it popping, and you know, you were telling these stories in between singing your records and everything, and it was just so great to see you like, you know, so high and like so enthusiastic, and you just seem like a little bit more somber right now, like you do have a lot on your mind right now.
To be fair, I think I'm cool, like I'm actually fine. I think it's because yesterday I smoked, so I'm a bit still
okay.
Kind of high.
Okay. Oh, girl, just say that.
No, I'm sober now, but I'm cool.
You chill. You just chill.
I'm very chill.
It's settling in. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I'm a Scorpio Sagittarius, so I can get very energetic, but I can also get very.
I love that. You know what they say about Sagittarians, that you guys are like the friends to all signs. That's supposed to be like the most neutral sign of the zodiac. Okay.
Well, people say I'm more Scorpio. I'm both. But
oh yeah, you're right there because you're the November 22nd, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I saw you share something, you know, about, you know, mental health, and just how that's very important, especially for Black people right now. You know, I know even for me, you know, I have children, you know, and working in radio and having to constantly have these conversations and talk about these injustices. And even for you as a celebrity, people expect you to use your platform. What have been like the key things in terms of you protecting your mental health? I know you said you were doing yoga and you're doing a self-care challenge, but just some other self-reflection things that you may be doing right now.
Taking time off of social media.
Yeah.
Being on my phone as often. Finding like comedies and like Black joy in like entertainment, just I don't know, just laughing with Black people. I've been trying to entertain myself and keep a smile on my face, because I feel like laughter and laughter is the best medicine, really.
Yeah.
Any mood. So.
Yeah, we've been watching a lot of movies and comedies over here as well. You know, you talk a lot about East London, and you know, like for us in the States, you know, we have like this certain image of London in general, just like people have this image of Atlanta in general, you know, but we have so many different pockets of Atlanta. We have East Atlanta, we have South Atlanta. Tell us what's like special for you, what you would say is special about East London, growing up there, and how it influenced you as an artist.
So where I am from in East London is quite far from like East Central, which a lot of people that aren't from East associate with. So when I went to college, I started going a bit more into East Central London, and it was just a vibe. You would just see like hipsters there, and loads of like vegan shops and health shops. A lot of like club nights, and it was just a vibe. It's East London, East Central is just a vibe. In my opinion. So yeah, that's something that.
You talked about college, and you know, initially I think you had your eyes set on going to a specific college that you felt like would propel you and maybe, you know, give you, you know, the exposure to the things that you felt you needed to be this artist, and you ended up going somewhere else? Can you just talk a little bit about that? I thought that part was very inspiring, because sometimes we think we need a very specific pathway to feel a certain way or to achieve a certain goal. But it's really about us. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so in the UK, there's this school called the Brit School, and it's like a well-known performing arts college, or you guys would call it high school. But it's a well-known college that a lot of people went to. Like Adele went there, I think Jessie J went there. And if you're like someone like me that studied music in school and knew that you wanted to study music in college and university and stuff, that was one of the places that you really, really wanted to go to. And I didn't get in. I didn't get in. I didn't realize how hard it was to get in. Like, I knew it would be very hard to get in, but there was other things that contributed to like my application. So I had to go in and do like a practical. So I had to sing a song, but then I had to do a test, which was like music theory test. And at that time, I didn't really know music theory. So I just looked at the page and I just didn't do anything, because I was just like, I have no idea. So, but then I realized that a lot of colleges were offering the same course. It was the exact same thing. The only difference was the name. And yeah, I just ended up going to another college that had the same course, and it was fine.
Yeah. And I mean, look at you popping, girl.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I love your voice. I love what you do with your voice. It feels like an instrument. You're so incredibly talented and gifted, and you can feel the energy and the influence of jazz, you know, you coming up. And it's real interesting, because, you know, you're still in your 20s, and you've been listening to jazz for like ever. What was the thing that like drew you to it? Because you think, you know, people listen to trap music and they're, you know, listening to, you know, hip hop and, you know, current music. What was the thing about jazz that kind of drew you in?
I think jazz was very heavily associated with my home life. So when I thought of jazz, I thought of being at home in a safe space. My mum would always have jazz playing in the background, so I would do my homework to it, just wash up the plates to it. It was just something that was always playing, either that or gospel. So it's always been a part of my life in that way. Because of that.
So tell us a little bit more about the EP. We know Lucky is coming out on Friday. Do you have like any collaborations or any tracks that just really stand out to you that you're like most proud of?
Yeah, I mean, I have one collaboration on it. I won't say who yet, because we're just working out the logistics behind the song. But I have one collaboration which I'm very excited about. And I know it has 5 songs on there. It's going to have 5 songs. And these are songs that I'm just very, very proud of. Songs that I've been very honest on. And songs that will hopefully show my range as a songwriter.
Yeah. You know, when I first heard Collide, I felt like that song was so dreamy. And I felt like it just really captured the whole essence of the music, of the movie, and what the movie was about. What was it like? And it may not have been for that song, but when you performed and you noticed that like the audience was singing along with you, like what was that like the first time you experienced that?
What, with Collide?
Yeah.
When was the first time we ever performed it? I think I could be wrong. Because I could be wrong. But I think the first time we ever performed it together was at Soul Train Awards. So it was a huge show. I'm a brand new artist from the UK. No one knows who I am. like no one knew who I was.
They know
So
now.
hopefully, good. I'm glad. Thank you if you do. But at the time, not that many people knew who I was. And I just remember being so like excited for it. I don't think I was even that nervous. I wasn't that nervous because I felt prepared. Maybe I was a little bit nervous, but in general, I felt prepared. And also I was just ready to let people know who I was.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to represent the only British person on stage. They're gonna learn today.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Confidence is one thing that I don't think you lack because I just feel like in everything you do, I mean, you can even see it with your pictures and your confidence, your facial expressions. Like, you know, it's good to know that, you know, you hot. You know what I'm saying? You pop it, and you are. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong. And you're gorgeous as well. You're absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. You know, Motown is such like an iconic record label. When you think about like the best soul artists ever, when you think about the foundation of Black music, you think Motown Records. What was it like kind of for you settling in and being signed to Motown when you got that call and they said they wanted to sign you?
It was kind of surreal. Like, I take everything with a pinch of salt, especially when it comes to like music and everything, because a lot of people, like, before I actually got signed to Motown, I actually signed with Motown. I was having loads of meetings with loads of different A&Rs and just meeting people that said they wanted to sign me. So after a while, it kind of got a bit like, oh, okay, let's go to this meeting, let's talk to this person. But I saw that Motown were very serious about, sorry, did it stop?
Nope, you're still there. I see you.
Okay. Yeah, I knew Motown was very serious about taking me on when they flew me out to LA to have like a meeting and to meet a lot of the team members and staff. And my A&R came out a year later to come and see me at a show. So yeah, I was like, okay, cool. They're kind of serious.
Yeah.
So it can, yeah, I feel like I can be excited. And then we finally signed, and yeah, things just started taking off. I said the first thing we did was the Soul Train Awards. So one of the first things. So.
Wow, what a way to kick off your career, man, with the new label. That is incredible.
Yeah,
well, I really appreciate you, you know, taking time out of your afternoon and just, you know, sharing your heart and your world and your music. We're super excited about Lucky. You can expect to hear us playing that here in Atlanta because we just really love you and everything you're doing, and definitely looking forward to you coming out here and performing. Real quick, I see that you have been doing your part in terms of making your contribution to promoting the message of Black Lives Matter. You have the links up in your bio. What are some other things that you're doing in terms of protest and taking actionable steps with everything that's happening in the world?
I think having conversations with peers is very important. I try to do that at least a few times a week. Just talk to people around me, check in on them and see how they are. Also share information with them as well. I also went to a protest. I went to one of the protests last week, so it was one way that I showed my support. You know, I plan on going to more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you using your influence, you know, to definitely, you know, spread the message. I think, you know, about this year, 2020, you know, with Kobe Bryant's death, COVID-19, all of these racial injustices, it seems like, you know, a higher power is trying to tell us something that we need to kind of sit back, reflect, and receive a lesson. And, you know, from what we were talking about earlier, it seems like you're doing that. You're taking the time to kind of meditate, the yoga, even the cooking is therapeutic.
Yeah, it is. I love it. It's my favorite thing.
I bet you throwing down, it tastes real good too.
I'm trying. I feel like I can taste like it's getting better. He's getting better. But
yeah, that's what's up. Well, again, thank you. We're looking forward to Lucky this Friday. Continue blessings to you. And, you know, you always have the support of Magic here in Atlanta. Have a great afternoon, sis.
You too.
All right,
Bye.
take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.